Hey guys, what is up? UFC 237 has just finished, and Thug Rose Namajunas was unsuccessful at retaining her UFC strawweight title as she lost by KO to Jessica Andrade. Whoa, it happened so fast. That was just a recap. Rose Namajunas was winning that fight. I mean, it was only one round, but Rose was just outclassing her. Andrade, though, does what she does best. Picks up Rose, slams on her head, and then knocks her out. And there's a few things I want to talk about tonight, just overall with that fight. Before I get to it, I just want to talk about the two fights before. Alexander Volkanovski, I called it. Volkanovski was just a better fighter, although didn't look the same, wasn't throwing as much. Beats him by unanimous decision, 30-27. Easy. I already picked that. I knew Volkanovski was going to come out and get the win. Although it just doesn't look the same. Cool. He beat Moicano. He beat Stevens. I was very impressed by Aldo, but I knew he was going to come in here, and Volkanovski's a different animal. Volkanovski was ready. Aldo wasn't. Anderson, my gosh, I pray Anderson's all right. His leg looked messed up, like he tore something in his knee. Cannonier hit him with some good leg kicks, and it looks like he tore something in his knee, in his right leg. Pray for Anderson. We don't know what's going on, but hopefully he comes back stronger and better than ever. If not, retire and ride off in the sunset of top 3 fighters of all time, Anderson. You're one of the best. Now, moving on from that, because this is the thing I want to talk about. This whole Rose Namajunas thing has so many topics and so many ways we could go with this. Okay, so like I said before, Rose Namajunas was winning this fight before she was slammed on her head by Jessica Andrade. First, I want to go over, for all these fans that are saying, it was a lucky win by Jessica Andrade. This was not a lucky win. Jessica Andrade, if you watch her previous fights, she is known for picking people up and just slamming them on their heads. If you watch the Tisha Torres fight, she slammed Tisha several times, and she's one of the best wrestlers in this division. Oh my gosh, sounds like I have a lisp. Jessica Andrade is definitely one of the best fighters in the division, especially when it comes to wrestling. So don't say it was a fluke or I stayed up all night to watch a fluke knockout. It was not a fluke. Jessica Andrade is the real deal, and she deserves to be champ. Second thing I want to talk about. Now, Rose Namajunas, after she lost, they interviewed her, and she said, this is something that is a major topic. She said, it feels like a bunch of pressure, wherever she said, enormous pressure has been lifted off my shoulders. Does she mean fight week's over? What does she mean? I think we all know what it means. She lost the belt. And Rose Namajunas is happy that she's not the champion anymore because the pressure's gone. She doesn't have to worry about fight week. She doesn't have to worry about the pressure of losing her belt. Wow. Guys, I told you, Rose. She had the skill set. It's all up here with Rose. I feel like Rose Namajunas, that being champ was so much pressure and there was so much added things you have to be responsible for when being champ that Rose just couldn't handle it. And I feel like that is what held Rose from being, well, that's always going to hold Rose from being better than she is right now. I mean, Rose is phenomenal now, but her potential could be out of this route. I mean, her potential, she could be the best fighter in the world. But the fact that she said that she lost the belt, she's smiling in the octagon, she says, it just feels like the pressure is off me now. Whoa. Well, and Daniel Cormier made a great point because Daniel said when he lost the belt, he was crying. And I would rather see him cry. I'd rather see a fighter cry than sit there smiling in the octagon and be like, well, now I don't have to worry about the pressure. That is a huge thing, guys. As a fighter, if you're not willing to, if fighting's too much pressure for you, should you be doing that profession anymore? And that's a huge thing I think Rose Namajunas needs to address before she fights ever again. If she ever wants to fight again. That's something she needs to address with her coach, with Pat Barry, with Trevor Whitman, with everyone, with her friends and family. She does not want to fight, and it's obvious. I think that, cool, she looked great in there in the first round, and she got knocked out, and you can make a good case that, sure, there could be a rematch. I mean, there's a lot of good up-and-comers coming up in the division. Tatiana Suarez, which I think will be the future champ of the division. I don't care who's champ. I don't care if it's Rose, Andrade. I think Tatiana will be champ. Nina Ansaroff is also coming up in that division. And Nina's fighting Tatiana in the next card, so that's a huge title eliminator right there. Wow. Rose I'm just so shocked that she said that she was the pressure. I knew that it was a lot of pressure on Rose. I knew it was a lot because she didn't fight for a year. Was it? She hasn't fought like since 223. It's 237. It's been 15 months. That's insane. Rose looked great. I've never seen Rose look that good, guys. I swear, and everybody could agree. Rose came out popping the jab, good footwork, avoiding all the big shots of Jessica Andrade. She had a small flaw in her game while she was backing up. Her hands dropped a little bit, but besides that, she wasn't getting clipped. She was fighting well. She was controlling distance. She was popping the jab, touching Andrade, dropping Andrade, avoiding the takedown. So she was looking really, really good until she got slammed on her neck. Congrats to Jessica Andrade. I'm not taking away from anything away from Jessica Andrade, but I can't believe that just happened. It's not about Rose losing. It's the fact that Rose doesn't want to be champ. Should Rose retire, guys? I want to hear what you got to say, because I really think she needs to evaluate what's going on, because she's mentally, you could tell this is just too much for her. Maybe we're overreacting, but the fact that she says that as a champ, I mean, come on, guys. That's not good. Like a champ saying after losing their belt that they're glad because all the pressure's off of them, off their shoulders. I don't know. That's sad. It was a good fight. It was a great fight for those first 2 rounds. I thought this card was it was a cool card. It was okay. The Volkanovski-Aldo fight didn't live up to what I thought it was going to be. Anderson Silva, it was stopped early, unfortunately, because of Anderson's injury. And Rose, that was a great fight. Rose was outclassing her until, just the tides changed like that. And that's what I love about MMA. Andrade literally picks her up. Rose is going for the Kimura grab. I can't even talk. The grip. Kimura grip, so she could try and break the single leg. But what's it called? Andrade moves the hands, picks her up, and then slams on the side of her neck, which puts her out. And I didn't even know she was out until I saw Herb start running. I was like, yo, is Rose out? And she wasn't moving. Her hand came up a little bit. But once Herb stopped it, she was out cold, and she was just laying on the ground. I'm shocked. And I did pick Rose to win, but puncher's chance. You never know. I mean, that wasn't a puncher's chance, but you never know with Andrade. She's a killer. And I'm not taking anything away from Andrade. And she won fair and square tonight. It wasn't a fluke. There's no such thing as, in my opinion, a fluke in fighting. You're wearing 4-ounce gloves. You're going to get hit and you could get knocked out from anyone. That's not called a fluke. That's just the sport. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, wow. Jessica Andrade came to fight. And congratulations to Jessica. She's the new strawweight champ, especially in her hometown. She had 9 straight fights where she didn't fight back in Brazil. And her first fight back, she wins the title. So, incredible story. Rose Namajunas, she's got to go home. She's got to evaluate. She's going to come back to Denver because that's where she lives. She's got to talk to Pat Barry. She's got to figure out what's going on because something's not right with Rose, and it's obvious. And it's disappointing because I love watching Rose. She's one of my favorite MMA fighters, not only female fighter, but just overall. I love studying her film, and I love just figuring out how she moves and controls distance, especially when she works with. Especially since she works with Trevor Whitman. Disappointing. Real disappointing. I'm a big Thug Rose fan. But it is what it is, guys. We're going to move on, and we're going to see what Jessica Andrade can do. Will she fight Michelle Waterson, Karate Hottie? Will she get the winner of Tatiana versus Nina? We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm super excited to find out because this division's stacked with a bunch of contenders, and obviously Volkanovski might get the next shot against Max Holloway. Plus, good news, with all this gloomy stuff going around, Nate Diaz is fighting Anthony Pettis in the co-main event in Anaheim on August 17th on that Stipe Miocic Daniel Cormier 2 card. So, great, but I'm not too excited until I see Nate actually step into that octagon because we know Nate, sometimes he says verbally agrees to fights and then does not show up, as we saw in the Dustin Poirier fight a few months ago. So, I'm excited, but I don't want to get too hyped up. But if Nate does come back, I'll be super. I just can't wait. I love watching Nate fight, and it's disappointing that Rose lost, and it was just a disappointing night, low key disappointing night. But that Nate Diaz talk did hype me up. Volkanovski might get a shot at Max. A lot of things clear up now. So time to get prepared for this Saturday, as Kevin Lee takes on Rafael dos Anjos in a welterweight battle, UFC ESPN Fight Night. We've got some great people in there. Shoeface Antonio Carlos Jr. will also be on that card. It's gonna be a great fight. And we've also got the Marlon Moraes Henry Cejudo pay per view. UFC 238 is also coming up on like June 8th for the UFC bantamweight title, the vacant UFC bantamweight title, as TJ Dillashaw was stripped of his belt. And then we also got Valentina Shevchenko, oh my gosh, I can't talk, versus Jessica I for her title, a UFC flyweight title. It's stacked. Tony Ferguson, El Kukui is back against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. We got Tai Tuivasa on that card. It's just an absolute stacked card, and I cannot wait, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Give me your opinion on what you think about this whole Rose thing, talking about how the pressure's off her shoulders and stuff. Do you think it's something we should look into more, or do you think it's just something small and we're overreacting? Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you guys, I mean, if you liked it, like and subscribe so you guys know when I'm posting my next video. Wow. Shocker. Shocker, shocker, shocker. Hopefully Rose is okay. Congratulations, Jessica Andrade. I will see you guys later.